I read years ago the story. It was called The Flute. And if you're familiar with how flutes are made, we got a piece of wood or a reed, and in order for music to be played through that reed, it has to be hollowed out. And so imagine, in a spiritual sense, it's like that for each and every one of us. If we are so full of ourselves that there's no room for anything or anyone else inside of us, there's no place for growth or change or development or even usefulness. We are simply self-centered, full of self, and there's no use for us, even for ourselves or others. But this idea of the flute is the flute master hollows out that reed and removes ourselves from ourselves. And it's a painful, brutal process. And this is often accomplished through suffering, loss, sorrow, grief. And we don't like it. But it is out of this process that a space is made within us. And this is exactly how I see sorrow or loss or grief. It like burrows. It creates like caverns in our souls. But in that empty space that results from that, it can either be filled with bitterness, resentment, hate, anger, revenge, malice to try to get back at whoever or whatever caused us distress or harm or loss of self, or we can fill that with the Tao, or from a Christian perspective, with the Spirit, with the very love of God, can enter into those open spaces where God has kind of cleared us out from ourselves. And now the universe, or in a Christian term, God himself, can play through our instrument because of the empty space he has created within.